Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Beyond the Gates Season 2, Episode 105. Now, before we begin, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications so you'll know whenever I post. All right, so for this episode, sorry about that. So for this episode, um, a lot was going on because this is the start of the fundraiser and we are meeting all the crossover guests, which is Jack, Diane, Kyle, Victor, Devon, and Abby. So we're going back and forth between them a lot in this episode. So I'm just going to show one picture. So we start the episode off with Smitty. He's talking to a reporter, and he's basically telling the reporter that this is going to be a scandal-free event. And this reporter, she's trying to get some, she's like a gossip reporter or whatever. So Smitty is letting her know ain't no scandal gonna be going on tonight. We all good. So we see Shonda, she's talking, Shonda's nervous, and Martin is telling her to relax. Then we see Vernon, he greets Jack, and Jack introduces Vernon and Anita to Diane. Vernon leaves to go mingle, and Anita compliments Jack, and he introduces her to Kyle. She thanks them for their donation, and then we find out that Diane is the one who gave a big donation because Jack was just like, I didn't give a donation, and Kyle was just like, it wasn't me. And then they figured out that it was Diane or whatever, and she tells Anita that she was moved by her interview. So we see Devon and Danny, and they're flirting with each other. Andre comes up, and Danny introduces them. He stakes his claim like this is my woman or whatever. And then Abby comes up, and Devon introduces them to his wife or whatever. They leave to go find Victor. Andre is glad that Abby exists because he didn't want since he was just like, since you guys had a little vibe going on or whatever. So we see Naomi. She is at Ashley's, and she's trying to get her to come. Ashley ain't trying to go nowhere, but Naomi talks her into coming or whatever. They do talk about Grayson, and Naomi was asking her if she forgave him or whatever, but Ashley isn't ready to answer that yet because honestly, she already forgave that man, and she just doesn't want to hurry back to him because she feels like she would be um some child. She want that man, but she's just acting like she don't because she feels bad because of what happened with Derek or whatever. So um again, she's like, trying to get her to leave the house, but Ashley is just like, no, I don't want to go, da 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 da, whatever. We see Nicole. She's talking. We're back at the ballroom. We see Nicole. She's talking to Martin, and she's telling him that she's proud of him and how he handled the campaign. Martin is worried that the folks won't come because of the rain or whatever. Nicole gives him a pep talk. Martin hopes that they'll make enough money to take him till November if he wins the primary. Nicole says she's proud of him either way. Ted and Shanice come up, and they both echo what Nicole says. Martin thanks them for coming. Nicole says she's happy that Shanice is there. We see Danny and Andre are talking about him being jealous of Devon, and that she's married, and he's the only he's the only man that she wants, and then he says he has to accept that he's married to one of the most beautiful women in the world, one of the most beautiful women in the world, that other men will flirt with. Then Bill walks up with Haley, and he starts to reminisce about old fundraisers with Danny or whatever, and he notices the ring, and Andre says he got it in lieu of their trip to Tokyo. Danny asks if Bill has gotten Ashley anything sparkly lately, and Haley is just like, Bill is my gift or whatever. We see Vernon and Bill. We see them talking about the turnout that's there. We see Danny and Diane. They're bigging each other up about their modeling careers. Jack then bigs up Andre when he finds out who he is, because he's just like, I've been trying to hire you to do some photo shoots for his company Jabot or whatever. Then they laugh about their Vegas wedding because they were just like, oh, is the modeling industry how y'all got together? And then they laugh it off or whatever. We see Naomi. She's still at Ashley's house. She's trying to get her to come. She guilt trips her into coming. Ashley gets an alert about the rain and she says, "Oh, see, I can't come because it's about to rain and I can't drive in this." And Naomi is just like, "That it's a good thing I got a driver because of course." So she's just like, "Fine." So she says she'll go. So they go and look for her for something to wear. So we see Haley, she's asking Bill for a refill in her drink, but he's just like, he gets ready to go do it, but then he was just like, "Oh, I see Tomas. Can you go do it yourself?" So he goes to go talk to Tomas and Kat because they just came in. He gives Kat a hug, and she's looking like, I love me some Kat. He tells Tomas that this isn't an event for you to just be on Kat's arm. You need to start building connections while you're here, whatever. So we see Eva. She's telling Isaiah she's never been to one of these. He tells her he's gone to a bunch of these and they were always boring. She says she wouldn't have put him through this if she had known, and he says no. He says he wants to be there with her, whatever. So that gossipy reporter comes up, um, and she starts asking Eva questions like, "Oh, how does it feel to be here about with your brother?" Then she's just like, "How did the great?" She words the way she words it. She says something like, "How did the great no? How did the great Vernon Dupree's protege find out about you as his sister?" And she goes to answer, but Kat comes up, and she stops it before she can say anything. She's just like, "Oh, I have to talk to Eva for a second. Any questions that you have, you can ask Shonda." So they walk away. We see Devon, Jack, Abby, and Diane. They're talking about the rain and their pilot not wanting to leave, and they're going to wait out the storm or whatever. So Chelsea approaches to talk to Abby about her wearing her a Chelsea cat bag. Chelsea wants to do some market research. She asked her, what they could do. So they walk off to go discuss some more. We see Martin, Smitty, Ted, and Shanice discussing Smitty leaving the party. Shonda tells them that Joey's there. And we see Joey and Vanessa. Martin can't believe that he's there. They thought Vanessa had more sense than that. And that Joey can't be. And Shonda tells Martin Joey can't be seen in any photos with you, or his campaign is over or whatever. Ted says he won't let that happen. We go to Joey and Vanessa. He's complaining to her about political events. Vanessa tells him they're there to support. Ted and Vernon walk up and they tell him to leave. Vanessa isn't having it. Nicole comes up asking what the problem is. Vanessa says she hopes that you can get your father and your ex to back the hell up. And I'm just like, girl, why would you bring this man to this event? Like, just because you're okay with your boyfriend being a crime boss doesn't mean that this political event for your best friend's son is where you would bring this man. He's a criminal. No matter how you try to make it seem like he's not a criminal, the fact that you are trying to get more in his business because he's a criminal, why would you then subject him onto a political event for your best friend's son? Just because you want to have your way. Vanessa is not a good friend. She's never been a good friend to Nicole or Danny. I don't know why they keep acting like she's a good friend and keep confiding in her in anything, because she's not a good friend. But whatever. So Nicole tries to explain it to Vanessa. Bill comes over to back them up. Vernon leaves because he wants to go handle the media, so they're not watching what's going on. Bill tries to get them to leave, but Vanessa isn't having it. She wants everyone. She wants. She doesn't say this, but I say, she wants everyone to know that she's with Joey. Ted says he can get security involved. Nicole says no. Vanessa says, having security involved would make a much bigger scene than if you would just leave us be. And it's just like, no, you still don't need to be in here. Like, girl. So Nicole says, let's compromise. How about you go to the reception area so there aren't any photos? Vanessa doesn't want to be exiled. It's not about you, Vanessa. It's about Martin and his political campaign in this moment. And you are making it about you while you're trying to force this criminal on these people that he's already been forced into their lives anyway. So she don't want to be exiled. Joey says it's okay. They leave the ballroom. We see Chelsea and Abby. They're both discussing their past and how they've fallen in love now. We see Haley. She tries to flirt with Isaiah, but of course he only got eyes for Eva. He's not even he's not even a cup like, I don't know, because it's just like, on one hand, I'm glad that he not looking nowhere else, but on the other hand, it's just like, she like, how did she get this from you? Because it's just like, you don't even know this girl like that for you to be like, just like, like this. And then the fact that it's a soap, like, I know we don't like cheating, but everybody on soaps cheat. Like, he acting like whatever. So we see Eva. She tells Kat she has as much right to speak to the reporter. Kat explains what the reporter was trying to do, and says you should be thanking me. Eva says she would have handled it. She would have handled it, and Kat's jealous that someone else is referring to Eva as Martin's sister in the paper. Kat says that's what you're going to tell Dad. And she says, I gotta admit, you got skills. You've managed to convince everyone that Kat is the wicked half sister. And then she walks away. So we see Kyle and Martin. They catch up. Martin thanks him for coming, and they show photos of their pics. Then they get the alert about the storm. So we see Ashley and Naomi. They finally get there. Naomi is looking for Bill. She wants to talk to him about something with the case that they're gonna do. Ashley isn't ready to go in yet. So Naomi says, I'll be back. She goes to go find Bill. Anastasia rolls up on Ashley and makes her feel bad about Derek. Ashley runs off. Danny sees this, and Andre tells her to go check on him. So we see Joey. He sees a hooded figure come in. He thinks it's Heather. He goes to see, and it's Leslie. And he tells her he thought she was someone else. Vanessa walks up and wonders why she's there. She says she bought her way in just like everyone else, and she leaves to go mingle. So we see we see Eva looking for Isaiah. They run into each other. She tells him that she's annoyed with Kat. He asks her if she wants a drink, and then he sees Leslie, and he says, we're going to make that a double. Eva turns around. She sees her mom. She wants to know how she got in. She tells her how she got in, and then she excuses herself to go mingle. So we see Danny. She took Ashley up to the bridal suite. They talk about her grief and Derek and Anastasia being awful. We see Kyle. We're back in the ballroom. We see Kyle. He approaches Haley with a drink in his hand. They start to flirt with each other. Then we see Naomi. She's looking for Ashley. Andre tells her where she is. Then we see Tomas trying to make connections with Jack and Diane, but he's bombing it. Kat approaches and interrupts them. They hurry up and leave. Kat apologizes to him. Then she tells him about Eva, and he's for once on her side. We see Anita and Vernon. They're talking to Devon and Abby about the new album. And then they start talking about Barbara. Leslie comes up and tells them that she's Barbara's daughter. She plays on Devon's sympathy, and Devon wants her input on the album. And it's just like, see, Anita, that's what you get for wanting to put that lady on the album. She wasn't in the what's it called, in the group when y'all made it big. She don't need to be a part of the album. Her family don't need to get no more proceeds for anything regarding to the articulates. You already did your part. Let it go. Let it be. But no, you want to keep invoking Barbara, and now Leslie is going to be all up and through your life. So let's see. We see Martin. He thanks Vernon for doing this and getting Victor to come. They start discuss. Oh, sorry. Martin is thanking Victor for doing this, and they start discussing the weather. And Martin wants to cancel, but Victor tells him no, he should still do the event. We see Shawnee. She's praising Ted for handling Joey. He calls her beautiful. Leslie walks up being annoying. Ted semi sort of puts her on notice, but not really, because she continues to flirt with him, and And then she walks off. Ted apologizes to Shanice. We see Kyle offer to get Haley more champagne because they've already finished the one that they got. And when he leaves, she takes off her ring or whatever. So we go back to Danny and Ashley. They're upstairs. She's giving her a pep talk. She calls Naomi to come to her. So we're back in the ballroom. Eva's complaining about all that's happened and she wishes they stayed home. They decide to leave after Martin's speech. So we go to Andre talking to Shanice about Danny being there for Ashley, even with everything that happened between the three of them. We then see Leslie. She approaches Diane to ask her how she got people to like her after all that she did. Diane tells her that she earned forgiveness by showing people that she was willing to work for it and also showing them that she was truly remorseful for what she did. And Leslie doesn't like to hear that because she's not remorseful for anything that she's done and she's not willing to work for anything that she's gotten. She just gets it. Her and Eva both, which is also why a lot of people don't like their characters because they have earned forgiveness that they've gotten forgiveness for they've gotten forgiveness that they haven't earned, and they're getting everything that they want without working for anything. It's not that hard, and I don't get why people are acting like they don't understand why Kat doesn't like that girl. Again, I don't care if she forgave her man or not for sleeping with that girl. It takes two to tango. It does. But at the end of the day, Eva had already wronged Kat by the time that they got to that point. So you want me to forgive somebody who has already wronged me and I haven't even forgiven her for that, but you want me to now forgive her for sleeping with my man when she has when I knew she's been actively going for him. You now want me to forgive her just because I forgave him? Whatever. So we see Chelsea. She tells Kat that she talked with Abby and she shows her the new designs that she came up with. They hear the thunder, and then Kat says, "I guess that's our cue to make it waterproof or whatever." So we see Kyle and Haley. Kyle wants to know if Haley's alone. She says she isn't, but her date isn't paying attention to her. She asks about his love life, and they discuss their last relationship. And Haley talks about his last the last girl that he was with, I think was Claire, and how she had poisoned the whole Newman family or whatever she did. I don't watch Y&R like that, but I know some of the stuff that's going on, but she talks about that because Haley read up on them or whatever. So Vernon then tells everyone to take their seats. They're going to begin, and this is that picture right here. So Haley goes and puts on her ring when Bill is coming up or whatever. So Vernon starts the event. He introduces Victor. Victor comes up and he does his speech. So he calls Martin up to do his speech. We see Naomi up at the bridal suite with Haley and Danny to take over. Danny wants to leave because she doesn't want to miss she doesn't want to miss Martin's speech. So Naomi apologizes for pressuring her to come. Ashley says the evening um the evening has to get better because nothing could be worse than Anastasia. So we see Martin, he's starting his speech. We see Andre looking for Danny. He's looking around for Danny. Bill leaves the ballroom to go find Danny and Naomi. He gets on the elevator. We see the elevator door open up at the top because Danny is getting on the elevator. So she was trying to get down the elevator. So when the elevator door opens, Bill's already on there. So she gets on there or whatever. We see Shonda interrupting Martin to tell him something. He announces that they're under a tornado watch and not to panic. Panic. The country club has a plan. Everyone has to get to. Oh no! Everyone gets up to get in place. We hear the thunder rumbling, the lights go out, the elevator stops with Danny and Bill on it. Um, Everyone is trying to get out. Andre is worried about Danny. Nicole tells him he needs to be saved. Ted checks on Shanice. She says she's a nurse. She got this. Joey is telling Vanessa not to let him, no matter what happens, don't let go. Martin and Smitty are showing people the way out, and Martin tells Smitty to go on the other side so that he can help those people. Smitty tells him, "Don't be a hero." We see Anastasia scared, and Leslie tells her to shut up. Kat and Eva are bickering as they're walking out or whatever. Vernon and Anita are helping people, and that's when the tornado hits and glass goes everywhere, and that's how the episode ends. So it was a good episode. It was a lot going on because again, we was in one central location, but it was just going to different places. So it was really really good. I liked it. This I thought these episodes were really really good. The immediate aftermath of these episodes was also good. I was also annoyed with it, and then yeah, but I'm catching up, y'all. I'm catching up. But make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications so you'll know whenever I post. Get down in the comments. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.